Hi again, Stephen.
Hello, Terry.
And welcome back to TEB Interiors review of TRIXIE Motel. This is episode 3, Yeehaw Cowgirl. We've got 2 special guests, we've got some pool talk, and we've got lots of conti-nudity errors this time that we're going to point out. So one of the first strange things we found was as soon as the episode started, there was this warning. This program contains strong language from the outset. That's such a weird thing, right? Like this is basically saying, hey, right away, there's strong language.
Right.
They usually don't tell you that it's going to happen right away, like watch out. But
yeah, I assume that's what that means.
The weird thing too is they didn't bleep it. Hang on, I actually took notes because I want to make sure I remembered this. You were right, I don't have enough light, I can't. All right, so right away he says shit while they show him performing on stage, but then he's in the room with his assistant, Brandon, and he says, you know, sometimes I'm just like, you're not fucking Bernadette Peters. You have a wig on and a dick. And they didn't bleep any of that, which is fine. I don't give a shit. And then he says, I have a lot of sex, particularly anally. And they anally. and put a peach emoji over his mouth. So weird. It must be like it's a sexual thing they're trying to. And that was all within the same scene. And even on the last episode with Nicole Byer, how when he's doing his stand-up act, he will talk about David's dick in his act, but they didn't bleep dick that time. Because I think they say dick again later on in this episode, when they bleeped it again. Gah. Anyway.
Dick Van Dyke.
All right, so he tells Brandon that the next theme for the next room they're going to redo, which is room number 3.
Right.
Well, the 3rd room.
Right.
The Yeehaw Cowgirl room.
Right. Well, TRIXIE put out a country and western album. TRIXIE has a decidedly country 1970s country singer look.
Kitschy, yeah, the 1970s
the big
kitschy
blonde
country
hair, the Lynn Anderson, Dolly Parton, Tammy Wynette.
He says that he also grew up listening to country music as well. This is sort of his thing. And so did you. So you're a big country music fan, right?
I'm a big, older country, some newer stuff too. But
yeah. So you have a bunch of country and cowboy stuff.
Yes.
Do you not have a TEB pillow
I
that
do.
Kind of is related to that?
Now it's not Yeehaw Cowgirl, it's Yeehaw Cowboys. Which is a fabric that I found more than 10 years ago and had TEB when they were sewers.
That's back in the day when we were a workroom.
Right.
We used to sew, we used to make tons of our own pillows and did our own silk screening. Put it back up again for a second, speaking of. So there's the front of it with that sexy cowboy pinup. And
there's the back
and
too.
On the back I embroidered the cow horns.
Yes, there's always a little extra detail on a TEB.
But then on the front of that, there's a little secret little...
which you can't see.
That you can't see because it's light, but it's when it's dark, it has that. It has a special little prize just for Stephen as a reminder.
That was not part of the...
Yeah, I didn't tell you, did I?
No.
Right at the beginning here, we see that the pool is empty. This is going to be one of these conti-nudity things we're going to follow along.
Right.
And I'm going to keep my notes here so we can keep following along with this. TRIXIE wants to redo the entire outdoor surface area.
Right.
He originally wanted it to all be tiled, but that's too expensive, too crazy. She says, we're just going to pour concrete everywhere. But maybe along the edge of the pool, we could do some color. So they want to think about doing these pink and white tiles.
Right.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Like we were saying, I think they're going to do the outdoors little bits per episode.
Right, which they need to do, which back to the continuity thing, it's all the whole big, huge puzzle that the editors of this show had to put together.
Yes, which is
really, really hard. Yes.
So they also talk about the outside and this tarp here.
So that looks like it's just one of those plastic tarps that's been made to size, and it's just woven in and out of the metal fence.
First, right here, they just said, we'll make it pink.
Right.
But now it's going to come up again, and they change it.
Right.
Now we've got our first guest, Orville Peck.
Right.
Dude, this guy is so hot.
I don't understand the concept of the mask. I guess it's like Sia.
Mystery.
Even though with Sia, we also know what he looks like. Yeah. We know what Sia looks like because there was a point at which they were out there. It's not like they just all of a sudden showed up and they're always masked. So I'm not sure what the whole point of it is, but sure, why not?
And I love hearing him talk.
He's got a very deep voice.
Oh my God, I love. But he's also sort of silly and awkward and giggly.
Yep.
And I like that about him. And he actually he reminds me of something.
Terry has a crush on him.
I have a big crush on him, and
So if you're watching this, Orville Peck.
Calm down.
Yeah. That's enough about Orville Peck.
Enough about him.
Now back to the show.
However.
Oh, more Orville Peck and his blue eyes.
Dude, look at these eyes. It's like he's just, oh my, like, come on. If I ever did meet him and stood there and he was looking at me like that, I wouldn't even be able to look at him in the eyes. I wouldn't be able to speak to him.
Looking at me with those eyes.
Yeah, like that's insane. I would like just melt. Anywho, they go to Pioneer Town and they go shopping. They find this pink saddle blanket that they were going to put in the room, or at least use as inspiration, and a couple of pillows.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back at the motel, yes, they're talking about the landscaping now, and I guess David wanted to get rid of all the cat
because it sticks out into the pathways and it's falling over.
Yes.
But Danny convinces him to reuse it
because it's very expensive.
And they're also told that it can be divided up and replanted and all whatever it needs to be. So that's cool.
Okay, so here we are. We've done the Pink Flamingo room. We've done the Queen of Hearts.
Yep.
They say they're moving to room 5 to do the Yeehaw Cowgirl room. But look at the door that opens up.
Oh!
I didn't notice this until just today when I was going through these photos.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Isn't that weird, eh? The other thing that comes up, see what side the windows are on? Wait, something comes up where we're on the, I know where. It'll come up in a second. Woohoo!
I love leopard carpet. I don't love 40-year-old leopard carpet.
But look at how nice and clean that looks.
It looks great. This is not, there is a spot where you can see the bed, where the bed was for all those years. I'm hoping that in a future episode they embrace this and another element which we may or may not see. Like there are several. I'd like to see a Valley of the Dolls room.
Yes.
I would like to see a cougar room,
which could be the leopard.
Yeah.
It totally would make sense.
We do not know what the future rooms will be, but
yeah, we don't know yet. So Trixie has her pink guitar with her as he's not in drag right now.
Right.
Brian is his name. Brian Furcus is telling her, "Hey, we're doing the Yeehaw Cowgirl room. Right. What do you think of the color of this guitar?" So they love it, and this is what they're going to base the room on.
Right.
They're going to do pink and turquoise.
Cool. I would like to see something maybe a little different in some future rooms, but sure.
That's not a rainbow cow print.
It's not a rainbow. It's a colorful cow print, and it's that kind of retro. Those retro colors that were very in maybe a couple of years ago.
For sure. That headboard, having to think about even making. How the frig do you?
I assume it's all parts or something. It has to be.
No, thank you.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But yes,
so congratulations to the upholstery team on this show.
They talk about wanting to keep this bar.
Yes.
Right? So they're looking at it, they're going, oh, this color is awful. It's like old pantyhose. It's like old man.
Old man skin.
He looks like old man scrotum. And they want to redo it. The other thing, though, while they're talking about that, Trixie says, hey, what about if we put some stones here where the buttons are? And Danny's like, it's a lot already. There's so much going on here. That's a lot. So maybe we don't do that. And he's like, okay. But if Dolly Parton comes here and she sees, hey, why aren't there any stones here? I'm going to say, well, there was this bitch.
Right.
So Dolly Parton is a huge inspiration to Trixie. He loves Dolly Parton.
I also love Dolly Parton.
So does Stephen Southgate.
Yes. I have a lot in common with Trixie Motel.
Yeah, you do. More than you probably thought you did.
I do. I am also bald.
There you go. We know that you also, I know, we're all going to know this now that you collect a bunch of Dolly Parton stuff.
I do collect
as well,
some Dolly Parton stuff, yes.
Now,
that's my Dolly Parton
I'm going to pop up some photos of this stuff and you walk us through that.
That's a coffee table book about Dolly Parton's albums and little stories about of Dolly Parton's songs and stories about each song.
Like the real stories? Not like that Netflix special?
No, the real stories about,
how she came about to write those songs.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Those are some of my Dolly Parton t-shirts.
Only some?
No, I think that's most of them.
And
I'm
the one
sorry
you
they're
have
so
on.
wrinkly looking.
And you have one on.
And I have one on.
That we can't see.
Right. Well, the one that I'm wearing is The Kindness is Queen, which was a joint effort between Nina West and Dolly Parton for a charity benefiting LGBTQ plus LB. I missed
LBG.
one.
LGB.
LG. Oh, and it's the gay ones. LGBTQ plus youth and youth literacy, because Dolly Parton gives millions and millions of books to
Like tons
kids
of stuff.
every year for her literacy charity.
And not even that. Like, she gives money away like crazy. Like,
Yes,
she's
and she
so
did the whole. She
charitable
gave
and-
money when other millionaires were flying up into space. She gave money to COVID vaccine research.
Yeah, I forgot about
So
that. That's
Dolly's
right.
a good person.
She's a very good person.
You always have to think about what would Dolly do. WWDD, and that's my little belt buckle.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
oh my goodness. Where did that come from?
Where did that come from?
So this is Dolly Parton's Playboy cover that she did many years ago.
Yes. Which I would love to have a copy of that if anybody wants to give me one.
Like
sometime.
the actual real copy from way back?
Yes.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
I'm sure you can't find them anymore.
Or be really expensive.
Oh, don't
Okay.
forget about this new book.
Oh yes, your new Dolly Parton book.
Yes.
All right.
So the new book is by an author, Brad Meltzer, and he does books about famous people or
Nice fame, like good people.
Good famous people.
Inspirational.
inspirational people and their stories of inspiration in a format for children. It's very cute. So this is the story about just Dolly's rise. How she wrote Jolene, the real story about how writing Jolene.
Really? Because isn't the story about it was a woman that wanted to take her husband?
Yeah.
How does
That's
she tell that to children?
In this book, it's she meets a little girl named Jolene,
Oh,
and she
okay.
thinks that would be a cute name. That's a good name, and she makes a song.
All right, so it's demo day. Here's what I was talking about. Now look what side the window's on.
Oh,
Right. So, and it's
the window's on the wrong side of the door. Right.
And I think it says number 2 on the door.
It's possible.
Which is, dude, there's so many rooms in here. It doesn't mean, but they're saying, hey, we're in this room. Oh, it's demo day, and we're trying to show
Right.
this to us, but this is not the same room.
Right.
It's a different room again.
It's an editor's nightmare, and
Yes.
most people would never notice these things.
And there's a door in front of that one, but the room is to the right.
Yes.
So where does that door go to?
Who knows?
Maybe another unit. Maybe these are little foyers, like you were saying last week, and within there, this is the door to your place, and here's the door to your
Yeah,
place.
but that's not what
With
it's weird because that's not what the outside of the hotel looks like.
Yeah.
We're destroying television for people.
There he is again. My
Ready to do some demolition.
Those eyes. There we go.
Now this.
This is what's driving you
I'm
crazy.
sorry, but I don't know what this area is and why this is the only room that has this sparkly gold
So far, we never know.
dressing
but,
area.
yeah.
So far, yes. But I would like to see this play a part in a future room, potentially the Valley of the Dolls room,
Oh yeah, that'd be great. That'd be
because
perfect.
it's totally appropriate. Sparkle Neely Sparkle,
My boyfriend's
your boyfriend's
being a man.
skinny little arms. And then they go and they start painting it turquoise, and by the looks of Trixie, it's working.
It's working. But here's another sweary thing. Before they start,
obsessed.
Orville says, okay, I'll go first. And then he says, hang on, he says, if I fuck this up, I'm really sorry. But they the fuck. And then Trixie said, if you fuck it up, I really won't forget that. And they the fuck.
There
But at
must
the very
be
beginning of the
a
episode-
swear quotient.
Yeah.
If anybody works
I've heard that
in
before.
this industry where they swear, because I've never worked, they don't swear a lot on any design shows I've ever worked on.
Well, we do, but they don't show it.
Right. Is there a you can swear this many times, and once you've sworn that many times, we're going to start beeping you.
Yeah,
So
maybe.
there you go.
So if
I don't
anybody watching, all the tens of you watching, if you know the answer, put it below. Let us know. We
Please
wanna
let us know. This is a designer's dilemma, like, because those pinks are, to your average person, they would look at those pinks and go, they're all the same pink. Some pinks are too purple, some pinks are too peachy. You know, like when you look at the wall, the pink, because they're repainting a pink building pink. But when they start painting, it's significantly different color pink.
While they're talking, see the pool?
The pool is gutted again.
Gutted again, full of garbage. Look at all the new pink and white striped tile. And
oh yeah!
You know what's funny?
I didn't even see that. And that's where I thought it was going to go.
I didn't notice that until this very second.
Neither
while
did
you and I
I.
were sitting here, even while I was getting these images together.
Neither did I. They have redone the pink. So clearly they are not going to gut. They are not ripping up all that flagstone. Because if you were ripping up that flagstone, you wouldn't be painting the building, for one.
Right.
Two,
and tiling the pool.
You wouldn't be tiling the pool because it's going to damage it. So this will be interesting to see in the future. And there's their fully grown trees.
Yes, the mature ficus that they bought.
Right, because if they don't buy mature trees, don't.
Right,
they
now
never
watch
grow.
this. Speaking of, so the trees are already there.
Yep.
They're talking about the pink paint.
Yep.
The pool is emptied, gutted, and retiled. In the very, very, very next scene,
whoopsie.
the pool has water and the old tile is in there.
Wah, wah, wah.
The blue tarp.
So they go and talk
And
about
this is
the blue
they're talking
tarp.
about this is where they come up with. She says, "Hey, we can do a custom one with a print on it and stuff."
And I imagined it's going to have like palm leaves or flamingos or watercolor something, and I think, ooh, that's so...
Yeah, it could be fancy.
It's a story point, is what we like to call that. When you start a story point, you need to conclude it. So you either need to take it out or you need to talk about it again. They don't talk about this again. So basically, they put up a board. It's not tarp anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
too, actually.
see how when it was tarped, it was weaving in and out.
And
now they're planting the trees.
So there's the old, and there's the before.
Right.
They do show the before, and there's the after.
See, and now it's all just solid and pink.
Yes, they just sprayed it all pink.
Yeah, so they never talk about the fact that this custom printed tarp. Pool's finished.
No, it's...
Is that not tile inside the pool?
I don't know, maybe.
That's tile inside the pool.
It looks like it could be either tile inside the pool or
I think it's mosaic tile. Yeah, so they never talk about that again. Okay.
I know, this one drives you crazy.
Here, this drove me nuts. We don't know anything about any holes in any walls. We've never seen it. It's never been brought up. It was never a concern. And all of a sudden, we have a resolution of something that we didn't know was a problem. It's way too long of a segment.
Yes, it's a very long segment.
Like,
you're
we
right.
don't need to see how they made the texture, like, of something that we knew nothing about. We don't know where these holes were. It was never a problem. And then all of a sudden, here it is, bricks.
I'm assuming, I bet you that's where all the old air conditioners made of.
Yes, we assume this was the venting for some old, for that, whatever those wall unit air conditioners were, those big things on the walls.
They start talking about the floor. Now, hang on. I got notes on this one again, too, because this one bugged me. So, Trixie says, but do we have options for wood? And all of a sudden, hey, in comes David with his wood samples. Okay? So this guy is getting on my nerves. And not just because of this. I can just feel like he's trying way too hard. Because he keeps trying to give these dirty jokes. He did it in a couple other episodes. Where
they ignore him.
He's trying to sneak in a bunch of that's what she says by the starting of them, not saying that's what she said.
Yes.
And they're ignoring him, and they're not allowing it, but they're letting it air. He's trying way too hard. That's exactly her expression after he says that. She's looking at him like, bitch, shut up.
Yeah, dude, it's not
He
your
is
show.
not impressed. He's like, oh God, what's this guy doing here? That's exactly right after he said that. I can't imagine. If there's a season 2 of this, that guy won't be back. That was my special note. I needed to be bitchy about that. I don't like him anymore, and he's driving me crazy.
So they look at, these are laminate floors.
Well, out of that, and knowing the color scheme and stuff, what floor would you pick?
The dark ones would look better, and I think that's what they picked.
Yeah, they picked that one there.
See, now these are logical choices for motel room floors, because now most motels don't put carpet down anymore. Most older motels and hotels have laminate floors down now.
David and Trixie go for dinner. I love his Gottmik shirt.
Gottmik shirt.
I have that shirt.
That shirt.
Yeah, I have that shirt. I love it. So this is where what you were talking about earlier. He says, okay, by the way, he's struggling with the liquor license still. There's
80 different versions of liquor licenses, which doesn't surprise me.
California.
Right. They figured out which one they're going to get.
But the city is pissed off about the pink outside.
Right. It's too pink.
They're not happy. You were supposed to ask first.
Understandable. It's a big pink
And I bet you
thing.
that's the only thing they're pissed off about. It's probably not the color. It's the, hey,
Didn't
you were
ask.
supposed to ask. They go back, David and Trixie, and he goes, I have a surprise for you.
They look fantastic.
Oh my God, they look amazing.
There's succulents, there is pink rocks, there's all sorts of cacti, there's all sorts of like aloe vera looking things, and it looks really cool.
Very sharp.
Yes, I don't know how you maintain these things, but they look fantastic.
It looks amazing. It looks so nice.
Yeah.
In these shots, for me, so here's a before.
Yep.
Okay. After. To me, they're all the same height.
Yeah.
There's not enough randomness. It just looks...
It does. There's two, then there's the flat ones. Had they been a little more grouped, maybe?
Oh, and he put a sign, Trixie's Cactus Garden. This is another thing. This is when he also said something nice to him. He said, you know, you're the one doing all this work, but you put this sign here so I can take all the credit, and I love you. And then he hugged him. And he hugged him, and I also started crying almost again.
I didn't understand that.
And also, I'm going to bet you $1,000 while this episode aired last week, fans were on their way to Palm Springs to steal that fucking sign. There's no way.
Well, I hope it's cemented into the ground.
They cannot leave that sign in there.
Like, and the sign hasn't changed. No, the Coral Sands sign.
Not yet.
Right, but they've done all. This is very late in the process. All the trees are in. They've moved the cactus. They put the stones out.
Everything's painted.
But the sign hasn't been changed yet. That's really hard to hide.
A weird thing I didn't notice hearing this until it comes up in the end. I'll point it out. There's something, I don't know, it's not directly about the sign, but it's something kind of related possibly. Here's Brittany, bitch. Brittany Broski. I don't know that much about her. I've seen her on a few things. She's funny.
Yeah.
I get a kick out of her. She's really good.
She looks like a girl I went to high school with.
Oh, does she?
Well, she's got all that 80s hair.
And the mascara.
And the makeup, yeah.
There's it before.
Yep.
Woo! And after.
Well, I don't like it. I mean, the rug.
I like elements. The rug is terrible.
Rug is wrong.
Yeah, rug is terrible.
Like, it all matches. I love the chairs. I love the retro rocking chairs.
Yeah, the chairs are very
They're
good.
very cool. They never talk about remember he was going to do a disco glittery skull above the bed? It's there, but he never talks about it again.
Yeah, and They mentioned that they were going to paint it rainbow at one moment, but they never showed them doing it or pointed it out. And look how tiny it is. It's way too small. But the pattern, they have the scale right again. Like it's cool. Like it works. The different sizes of the patterns, they work better together than they did in the flamingo room. She notices that, oh my God, I'm in the wallpaper. I'm in the wallpaper.
Yes.
She's in the wallpaper, which I think is
cool.
Very cool.
Yep.
There it is. There's the chandelier.
Yep, love that. That's just some cheesy old chandelier, and they've glued fringe to it. I love it. It's cool.
It's really cool.
It's cool.
I like it a lot. They talk about the floor.
Yeah.
And then Trixie says, hang on. God, I can't see again. She says, oh, we had a floor crisis and this whole wood floor was a last minute pivot. So I'm glad that it looks good. No, you didn't. You never showed us that you had a floor crisis. What do you mean? So I don't know why he said that. Why they kept that in there. It was weird. I don't know.
Because they put in the thing about the hole in the brick wall, in the outside walls.
Love that. There she is in
there
the
she
art
is in
as
the
well.
art. She's always in the art somewhere.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
It's cool.
This vignette photo I think is great.
Very
I love
good.
It.
The
so cool.
terracotta pot, the pink or the lavender radio or whatever that is.
Record player or something. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yep.
The headboard again. Velvet. Whole velvet bed again. That's velvet in this room though.
Yes. Well, the bed is still velvet. There's just no footboard.
The chairs aren't.
The chairs aren't.
But still, velvet headboard.
Yep.
Something to grab a hold on with your looby hands.
Yeah.
Before. Love that tile. And I'm not a Santa Fe, whatever, Tex-Mex, whatever thing. I hate that pattern. Right. But I really like it here. I think it looks so good.
Totally appropriate. I like that.
Terrazzo again.
Continuing with the terrazzo. There's the little fridge up on the little ledge.
Here goes your glitter.
Here's my glitter area. Which has been changed to the same.
Yeah. I think that little stool that they keep using is really
not a good idea.
Looking. There's the blanket hidden way underneath.
Yeah, like
they're really.
They do that all the time. here's my inspiration image or my inspiration piece. And then it's like you never see it again, or it's like on a shelf in a corner.
Okay, before.
Bathroom. Right, we didn't talk much about the bathroom in the whole episode.
Because they're just talking about the same thing.
They can't, they're not gonna, they're not going to be able to talk about
He does point out
the
here,
showers, and
he does tell Brittany about the glazing thing again, but
because it's a different shade of pink again.
They did the glazing again, blue
tub and
pink walls. Was nice. Stained glass again.
Yes.
Very cut. They didn't talk about this.
No, but that's a very cool stained glass. But they can't just keep on talking about the same things over again. I understand that.
Oh, that was the other thing. Sorry, I forgot to mention another surprise. During when she was walking through with Brittany with the wallpaper, when he says, oh my god, I'm in the wallpaper. She goes, wait till you hear what we called the hotel. You're going to freak out, or you're going to live.
You don't think it's called the TRIXIE Motel?
I assumed all along, but then she said, but she also included it, she said, wait till you hear what we called the motel. You're gonna live.
Oh.
And then that was it. So I don't know what that means. So that's what my reference when I was saying, we were saying the sign is still there. Because we don't know what the name of the hotel is. I don't know.
Yeah, again, not my favorite. I'm looking forward to more...
Underwhelming. Or whelmed. I'm just whelmed.
I'm whelmed.
I'm not overwhelmed. I'm not underwhelmed.
I'm
whelmed. It's okay.
And this episode was less about the room and more about other things anyway.
Yes, that's true.
It was less about the room.
We spent a lot more time outside.
A lot more time outside. A lot more time with Orville Peck. Yes, so I'm fine with that.
Me too.
Next one. Valley of the Dolls. I'm calling it. It's a perfect
I wouldn't be surprised.
choice.
It is. You're right. It's a totally perfect choice. It would be. I wonder if it'll come up.
Perfect.